Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook is also in Washington. Good morning.
Morning, Charlie.
You know, the CDC gave a nurse who was in contact with an Ebola patient the okay to fly, even though she had reported a fever. A lot of people are raising questions this morning about the CDC.
Yeah, well, you know, this is an agency that's had a great track record for decades, but mistakes have been made here, and there's nothing wrong with trust and verify. Now, what's so disquieting to me is the lack of common sense. I mean, the CDC person who got the phone call from Nurse Vinson saying she had a temperature of 99.5 knew that she had called him several times, and yet still looked at a chart and said, well, you don't officially fall under the category of somebody who is at high risk. Well, you have to use your common sense and say, well, wait a second. The first nurse, Nurse Pham, was in similar contact with Mr. Duncan. She came down with Ebola. You know what? Why don't you just stay in Ohio?
Well, as you know, the CDC has been trying to make sure that panic didn't take hold. And at the same time, they had said that we can stop it in its tracks if it comes to the United States. And now we have these two cases.
Right, and I think basically what everybody's learning is that there's a big learning curve in terms of figuring out how you actually take care and diagnose patients with Ebola. And for me, a seminal moment, Charlie, came on Monday night when Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's the head of infectious diseases for the NIH, said to us on the CBS Evening News, the people in Dallas were not adequately trained. What do you mean they weren't adequately trained? That's really not acceptable.
Another head scratcher, Dr. LaPook, is this video from yesterday when Nurse Vinson was being transferred to Emory Hospital. You can see, look closely, there are 4 medical workers in hazmat suits. But then there's this 5th person, a man, you can see him right there with the clipboard. He is in plain clothes. Now, our Dallas affiliate, CBS 11, called around. It's not clear what agency he works for. The ambulance company said he doesn't work for them, not the plane. The hospital said he's not on their staff, but the CDC did not confirm he was one of their employees, but they did tell our affiliate that it appeared he had maintained a safe distance from the patient. Does this make any sense to have someone in plain clothes with the clipboard when everyone else is in protective gear?
No sense whatsoever. And I was just shown this for the first time a few minutes ago. I went down in the studio and we tried to frame by frame look at it. There's a moment where it looks like he comes in pretty close contact with one of the men in the hazmat suits. Maybe something is being handed between the two of them. That's not okay. I mean, fortunately, Nurse Vinson is in a protective suit, so maybe there is no virus on the outside there, but that's not protocol, that's for sure.
Jon, thanks so much.